This
presentation, just
conference will now be recorded.
wanted to discuss a few things that are you aware about what is ERP and how things work there in enterprise resource planning? What is SAP and what are the things all about?
Yeah, well, I'm being bit aware of SAP, Fieldglass system and ERP, but in depth, we don't have a kind of idea. That's why we are
Okay,
here.
okay. All right. And you are the only one who has joined, or there are some other people joining in? Can you please introduce?
I
Yeah,
think I
Ankit is
can
the
see that there
candidate.
is 4 to 5.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that are
Continue,
my
continue.
colleagues. Those
Okay,
are my
okay.
colleagues. Anusab, you can start the presentation. Ankit is the candidate.
Okay, all right. See, I'll start off with the enterprise resource planning. Now let's look at what is ERP all about. ERP is what? See, any organization, be it an organization which is dealing in IT services or maybe dealing in production or management services, or be a company who is manufacturing a tire. So every organization, be it a manufacturing company, be it a consulting firm, or we can say that it is only dealing with HR processes. All right. So every organization need to monitor their performances, right? So now when we say that monitoring the performances, not only we need to monitor the performance of the company, we also need to monitor the performances of manpower, right? We also need to monitor the performance of the business processes, right, which are in the system. Now, when we say business processes and manpower, company is, suppose for an example, a company which is an by the name of XYZ, okay, or maybe it can be by the name of example like Tata, or it can be like TCS, or it can be like Wipro, right? In terms of IT services. Now, if we speak about a manufacturing company, it can be like Reliance, right? Or it can be any other manufacturing company, maybe a car manufacturing company, for example Maruti, right? Or it can be uh, any other manufacturing company or an IT services company. So every company needs to have a tool for which they can monitor their performances, right? So whether, and also they can forecast the performance of the company. Now in terms of manpower, they need to assess that what is the kind of hiring being going on and what are the requirements which can come in the future. So forecasting the future is also important part, right? Then we also need to plan out that whether the current employees who are already working in the company, we need to look at that what are the performances of those employees so that we can monitor it and we can judge that what is the kind of training they require so that they can upgrade their skills and they can perform better, right? Now in terms of business processes, a company might be having a various department like HR, it can be marketing, right, it can be sales and distribution, okay, it can be like production and planning, right, it can be a department related to inspection and expediting. So there can be various departments, it can be finance, right, it can be a department which is related to security, right? So it can be a department related to IT services and IT management, okay. So anything, so what all these departments needs to have a designated and a specified processes so that whatever the goal is of the company, it can be monitored and it can be judged that whether, suppose this company's goal, Tata company or maybe an XYZ company's goal is to earn or is to reach to a level of, this is just a rough example I'm giving you. They might be having a goal that by the end of, say for example 2025, they want to come to a level of 5 billion revenue, right? For example figure I'm giving you, right? So it can be in billion, it can be in trillions, or it can be in millions also. Now they need to identify that what all the ways they can look out and they can designate the processes so that they can achieve that performance. All right. So this performance can only be achieved by the help of the manpower and the business processes. That's where enterprise resource planning came into picture. Okay. Now with the help of single tool, or you can say a software application, so with the software application, a company can monitor the performances of the various departments plus the manpower, and they can achieve their targets as well, right? So it can be a target for revenue, or it can be a target for getting more presence in the market. Suppose if uh, they have a target wherein they want to get a customer's presence, so that every customer knows that this particular company is best. This is again I am giving you an example. Now suppose this company wants that to get, they have set a target that the customers should know that XYZ company is best in terms of IT services, right? Now IT services as a whole has various products, so it can be products related to cloud services, right? It can be related to hardware services, so on and so forth. Okay. So for this, achieving this target, they has to have all these designated departments in place which can be aligned properly to the company's goals in terms of their manpower and the business processes. That is where enterprise resource planning software was popular, right? Now let's look at it in more detail. So what is ERP is all about? Enterprise resource planning is a process used by companies to manage and integrate the important parts of their businesses, right? So many ERP software applications are important to companies because they help them implement the resource planning by integrating all of the processes needed to run their companies with a single system, right? So an ERP software system can also integrate planning, purchasing, inventory, sales, marketing, finance, human resource, and more. These are the characteristics of ERP. It has enterprise-wide integration, which means whatever the departments the company is having, suppose for example a new order automatically initiates a credit check. So suppose if the customer is making a new order, it will automatically initiate a credit check, right? And the queries of product availability and updates the distribution of schedule, right? So which also helps in company in making an automation process, automated process. You're getting my point, right, Ankit?
Yes, sir, I'm getting it. But actually,
Okay.
I just got unmuted. That's why, sir. Yeah.
Okay, no, it's okay, it's fine.
Yeah. Please export delay in response.
Okay, okay. So next important point is real-time operations. So when, for example, if we are looking at the above example, like for an order, once the customer places an order, within a few seconds the order receipts and the problems are identified, and quickly we can give the solution to the customer, right? Now, enterprise resource planning has a common database. So a common database enables data to be defined once for the enterprises with every department using the same definition. Okay. So whatever we are doing a transaction, suppose we are purchasing a product or maybe we are hiring a candidate. So suppose we have hired a candidate, today is 27th of February. Now you have hired a candidate by the name of, say for example, Anuj, who has been hired as an HR recruiter in Chennai location. Now a person who is working in Delhi, he also gets to know that there is a new person being joining today in Chennai location as an HR recruiter. So if that person has some recruitment which is required for his or her department, so he can directly connect to that person through this enterprise resource application, and he can give him the details that what are the JD's job description and what are the experiences required for that particular role. All right. Now, enterprise resource planning has a consistent look and feel. All right. So, early ERP vendors realized that software with consistent user interface reduces training costs and appears more professional approach. Okay. So, now let's look at what are the important applications which are in demand, which are popular in market. The market leader is SAP. Right. Next, we come to JD Edwards. Then there is Microsoft Great Plains, Oracle, Barn, Karen, Sage, PeopleSoft, then Client Serve 3, MRP2. So this is basically the enterprise resource system, which is integrating all the department across, right? So from finance to sales to human resources, engineering, materials, manufacturing, and distribution. All right. So planning and execution is happened at a enterprise level, wherein all the departments are integrated to one another. So we can look at the picture that enterprise resource planning helps in merging the department, and it helps in more collaboration. So a department, for example, A can be related to C, and C can be related to B, and B can be related to D. All right. So it has a common database and online transactions is available. So whatever the transactions is happening in C, the department B gets to know about it. Right. So everything is interconnected and interlinked. So these are the few benefits of enterprise architecture, that it eliminates the duplication, increases return on investment made in IT implementations, delivers quality information design for the enterprises as a whole, right? It is faster and cheaper. Now eliminating legacy system is like we can eliminate the manual work. There, if you look at a normal company setup, in terms of 10 years ago, there were a lot of manual things being happening in each and every organizations, like starting from manual entries in Excel and compiling the data and going for the transactions. But with this enterprise resource planning, these things can be removed. Then reducing required manpower, then can cause fragmentation, back office functions, then standardization. So enterprise resource planning also helps in standardization. So whatever the transactions which has to be taken place in terms of recruitment, or in terms of procuring a material, or in terms of hiring, transfer, or any HR functions. So whatever is happening in a department in, suppose in another location, all the locations across the globe will be having a same standard approach towards that particular transaction. Now let's look at the. I did internship at Canada. Sorry. Now since we are looking at SAP, now let's look at what SAP, how SAP started. Now SAP started in 1972 by 5 IBM former employees by the name of Phil and Ruther, Hop, Hector, Platter, and Teixeira, with a vision to creating a standard application software for real-time business processing. Right. Now SAP stands for System Application and Products in Data Processing. So since its inception, SAP has issued several releases such as SAP R1, R2, and R3. So in SAP, human capital management is considered as the one of the key modules in SAP and also called as SAP Human Resource or Human Resource Management System. Okay. So the key modules which are included inside the SAP HCM package, these modules are as follows. Now, organizational management, time management, personal administration, payroll, recruitment, training and event management, and travel management. So these are the key modules of SAP HCM. Okay. Now what happens is, suppose if a company which we were discussing about previously, XYZ company, now if this company feels that they might be, suppose for example, running a ERP application which is, for example, Oracle. Okay. Now they are running this application for last 10 years. Now suddenly they feel that they are not able to achieve their targets which they were thinking they will be able to achieve with Oracle. Okay. Now this company decides to move to SAP application. Okay. Now once they decide that they will look at SAP, so what they will do, they will connect with SAP partners, SAP business partners. Okay. Or you can say SAP implementation consultants. Now the first step in this process will be the directors or the company's decision making employees, maybe the board members. Okay, will choose a person who will decide this SAP implementation. Okay, so might be they will have a project manager, so they will decide on that they have decided that they will move to SAP for their enterprise resource planning application. Now this project manager will connect with the SAP directly, and they will look at the various licenses which are available for SAP HCM. Okay, so they will be having a detailed discussions on what are the kind of licenses available and what is the kind of business process they are running currently with this XYZ company. So SAP will give them the licenses. Now once they acquire the license from SAP, SAP will assign them implementation partners. Now SAP will assign implementation partners to the XYZ company. Okay. Now these implementation partners are whom? It can be TCS, it can be Wipro. Okay. Now it can be any other IT company, suppose Infosys, or it can be Mindtree, or so on and so forth. Okay. Now this company, this implementation company will be having an agreement. They will come to an agreement on the implementation process. So they will look at the various aspects of SAP implementation. They will discuss this SAP implementation partners or the companies. Now will send SAP consultants to the XYZ company. Now SAP consultants are whom? Now once you complete SAP HCM course, you will start applying for a job of SAP HCM consultant. So these SAP consultants will discuss with the project manager of XYZ company. Okay. And they will look at the various aspects. Okay. They will look at what is the business process they should fix. All right. Now they will look at the data migration. Now they will also look at the IT services. Now IT services will here majorly will deal with servers first, then the data backup and the data management. Okay. These are the initial phases I'm telling you. So once they decide about the business process with this company and the details about the data migration and what all the data they actually need to move to the current application to SAP HCM, and what is the kind of IT services they need in terms of servers, data backup, and the data management, then they will discuss about the mapping the data from the current ERP application to the SAP system.
Actually, what is the meaning of mapping the data? Is that tracking kind something?
No, you need to map any data. If you look at, suppose if you are today you have changed your phone, right? So you might be using an Android application. So you might be having, say, suppose for example, 5,000 contacts in your current phone. So you will see and judge that what are the contacts you want to transfer it to your current phone. If you directly log into your Gmail application, then what will happen is your current phone data will automatically, or the contacts will automatically be transferred to your new phone, right? Similar to that, the company will start looking at what all the data which is required in the current application and what all the data which is not required in the a new application. Okay. And they will see and judge. Now this mapping the data will also involve integration aspects. Okay. Now when we say integration aspects, which means if the data is being moved from Oracle to SAP application, okay, this SAP consultants will have to see that what are the integrations which are integration tools which are being available. Okay. The integration tools generally happen with a middleware tool, middleware application. You can say these days it is very commonly told as APIs. Okay. So now this middleware applications can be the applications like Dell Boomi, which is very popular. Okay. Or it can be SAP HCI or SAP CPI. Oh, sorry, it is HCM, so it will be SAP PI and PO. Okay. So with this application, they will migrate the data to SAP from Oracle, right? This is the implementation aspect. I told you the overview about it. If you have any questions, you can let me know. Hello?
Sure, sure.
Okay. Till that point, it is clear, right?
Right, right.
Okay. Now, next is that let's look at the SAP HCM in more detail. Okay. See, as we all know that SAP is System Application Product in Data Processing. Okay, this is the full form of SAP, and it was founded in 1972 by 5 IBM employees. So SAP R3 software has been developed using the ABAP 4 as a programming language. Okay. So SAP is the enterprise resource planning system that aims to integrate all the different modules like sales and distribution, material management, okay, cost accounting, then human resources, etc. in the company. Now the integration result in consistency of data throughout the system and the company as a whole. Okay. So SAP R3 is one of the main product of SAP, where R stands for real time, and the number 3 relates to the 3-tier application architecture. So 3-tier, when we say it is a 3-tier application, what is it? It is like database, application, server, and client. Okay. So most of the businesses in today world run on SAP R3 system. All right. So about, you can say, 80% of the companies implemented this application in their organization. Okay, this is the overview of SAP R3 application. Okay, so every application will be having a graphical user interface. Okay, then it will be transferred to the messaging server by the help of ABAP work processes. Okay. This is the 3-tier application details. Now, so SAP clients is in the top, which is in the presentation layer. Then it is having the application server and the central instance. Then it will move to the database server. Okay, and database is managed by Oracle. Okay, so these are the details about SAP based architecture R3 system, a presentation server, application server, and the database server. Now, presentation server is what? The presentation server is actually a program named SAP GUI.exe. So you might have seen that whatever applications we use these days, it will always have a file name by the name of .exe, right? It is usually installed on user's workstation to start it, right? So the user double clicks on the icon and the desktop chooses the menu path. All right. So when started, the presentation server displays the R3 menus within a window. Okay. The window is commonly known as SAP GUI. That is about the presentation layer. Okay, let's look at the application server. So application server is a set of executable that are collectible, interpret the ABAP 4 programs and manage the input and output for them. Okay. So each application server has a profile that specifies its characteristics when it starts and when it is running. For example, application server profile specifies the number of processes and their types, right? The amount of memory each process may use. These are the details. We will look at it in more detail once we start off with the session. I'm just giving you an overview so that you can understand how this SAP application works. Next is the discovering the database server. So database server is a set of executable that accepts the database request from the application server. Okay, these requests are passed on by the RDBMS, that is Relation Database Management System. Okay. Next is how the configuration of server is done. So in a 3-tier application, the client server configuration, the presentation servers and the application servers and the database servers all run on separate machines. So this is the most common configurations for large systems and is common in production. Okay. Now, this is going on more detail on defining the R3 system. It is not required as of now for us. Let's look at the SAP HCM in detail. Now, these are the key modules of SAP HCM, that is organization management, time management, personal administration, payroll, recruitment, then training and event management, and travel management. Right. So the organization management is what? It allows to manage the enterprise structure and the analyze organization plans. So the key features are you can configure the system settings that is required for enterprise structure, personal cost planning, etc. So what is organizational management in short is, suppose you start off with a company today, as we were looking at the previous example XYZ. So you need to configure what? First is you need to decide about a company name, right? So this organization management will deal on that. Okay. We'll start off with company code. All right. Then we will look at the various departments like the personal area, then we will look at the personal sub area, then we will look at the business areas, and after that we will look at the assignments. Now when we speak about assignments, we need to assign the company code with the company, right? And we need to assign these departments with the company code as well. Okay, so that whatever transactions we will be doing in these transactions in this personal area and this business area, it will be linked with this company code. Okay, that is how the organization management works. All right. Give me 1 minute. So these are the various sub-modules of HR, that is organization management, then training, recruitment, personal development, time recording and evaluation, workforce planning, compensation management, and personal cost planning. Then employee database. Okay. Let's look at what is employee database. Now employee database will have all the details about employee personal data, starting from employees medical records, employees family details, employees educational details, employees experience part, then all the details will be available in the employee database. So personal data, organizational assignment, family details, education, skills, previous employment, salary details, working hours, leave entitlement, mail ID, contracts, deadlines, then performance appraisals, so on and so forth, grievances. It will also have the medical history. Okay, so it will have all the details about employees' personal medical history. Okay, we can ignore it as of now. Now let's look at HR administration. It is a system which is generated by employee numbers. So each and every employee who will be working on that particular employee organization where SAP HCM will be implemented, they will be having a system generated employee numbers, all right, with effective dates on virtually all data in the system. All right, so automatic validity checks on all data. So it will be having an audit trials for all changes. Okay, now it will be having a dynamic event change monitoring. Now when we say dynamic event change monitoring, event is what? Like in an employee's enterprise, in an employee's life cycle, suppose an employee joined in today, 27th of February 2021, if that person leaves that organization within 3 months, so that is an event. All right, or it can happen that that employee can be transferred to some other location, or they can be transferred to any other organizational assignment. Okay, so that is an event. Okay, so any event which is happening, it will be triggered in the system and will be monitored. Okay, so it has having a feature of fast entry, wherein the screens for multiple employees, so multiple screens for one employees can be, and single employee can use multiple screens at the same time in SAP HCM system. Okay, so it is all date driven reminder. So if in case if you need to if you need to put in and set a reminder, so that you will so suppose you need to look at a particular application in terms of say suppose hirings or maybe promotion or transfers, or setting up a calendar date for trainings, or maybe setting up a calendar dates for interviews. Okay, these all things can be set up under the SAP HCM system. Okay, it comes with standard reporting and ad hoc reporting. Now when we say standard reporting, it means that what all these transactions which are happening inside the SAP HCM, it will always have a standard reporting in it. Okay, now let's look at organizational management in more detail. Okay, so organizational management means it will consist of all the details of the departments, the project teams, right? Then the positions, then holder of positions, okay, then vacant positions, departmental heads, reporting relations in line department functions. Okay, and we will also have obsolete positions as well. It will also consider, it will also be having the details about the job profiles, the job description, the job evaluation data, planned compensation work centers, and resources allocated to it. So organizational management is what? It is the basis of the workflows. So every organization's suppose it is started from say in the year 1987 maybe. So every organization will be having a standard workflow in which you will be working on. So suppose today you need from starting from today till the first week of March, you need leaves, for example. So you need to apply for the leaves, and that leaves has to be like once you apply for the leaves, those leaves has to be sent for the approval to your recruitment manager, or maybe to your line manager, or to your reporting manager. Okay, so once that manager approves your leaves, you are allowed to take the leaves, right? So that is what these approvals, notifications are all comes under workflow. So there would be a standard set of workflows which every organizations will be following. Okay, and the planning scenarios. So planning scenarios, whatever planning required for any kind of trainings, or maybe any kind of hirings, or maybe any kind of new business processes or change management, it will also consider under the organization management modules, right? So organization management will help in the strategic planning as well. So once you need to understand and monitor that what is the kind of performance you need for a particular organization, you need to strategically plan, right? So these all things are and comes under the organizational management. Now let's look at a recruitment in more detail. Recruitment comes with the advertisement, the application master data, the applicant activity, the selection procedure, then hiring, right? Now in advertising, we can maintain and monitor an internal and external ads, then medium used, then the instrument cost, then evaluating the each instruments, then evaluating the each advertisements. Okay, so evaluate each instruments, we can have total applicants per vacancy, right? So date and the period, so cost per applicant required, now applicant statistics per instrument. So each and every detail comes under the SAP HCM, and it is available to modify or to use as per our requirement. So we can evaluate each and every advertisements, like total applicants, the applicant statistics, and the cost involved in it. So every applicant will also have a master data involved in it. Once we say the master data, so starting from the right from the starting of the application. Now, once the candidate sees that there is a job being posted in Naukri for your organization, so once he applies for that job, so from that initial date entry, everything will be monitored and will be stored under the application master data. Okay. So it will also have the details for the applicant check, like the former applicant or the current employee who is applying for that particular job description. So it will also have the details about the candidate's education, skills, vacancy, assignment, previous employment, and so on and so forth. Now, applicant administration will also have the plan, the completed invite for test, the invite for interview, the interview appointment, telephonic invitation, medical examination, and offer contract, etc. It will also have the details about the letters, so follow-up activity per the personal officer. Okay. It will have the details about selection procedure, so based on the requirement profile. So every organization or the every which is working these days will be having a selection procedure. Okay, so suppose for example an HR administrator hiring is going on. Now for that profile, every organization will be having a particular set of job descriptions and a requirement. So maybe they are looking for a person who is around 6 to 7 years of experience in that particular role, or maybe they require a particular kind of experience. Okay, or they might be looking at a education details. So every organization will be having a selection process, so you can modify and set your selection procedure with the help of SAP HCM. Okay, so for example, profile matchup like internal applicants, external applicants. Okay, factors. Okay, so hiring an employee number. Once the hiring of that employee is done, so SAP HCM will allot an employee number to that particular employee. Let's look at the process of the entire hiring process. Now, once suppose this employee is applying for a job applications online. Okay, so this is just an example, like how he applies for that particular application, right? For example, he's applying for a job position at satyam.com. Okay, so once he applies, it will automatically redirects his application to the SAP database. Okay, and the employee who's the applicant who is applying for that particular job, he gets that details that his job is being applied. Okay, so all the applications are web-based applicants, so online application forms, so applicant status using the web technology. Okay, corresponding electronically applicants, so notifying the recruiters electronically, so with whatever like vacant positions, how many locations the hiring are going on. All right, so who is the hiring manager, required skills and educational requirements, all the details are available. Let's look at the personal development. Now personal development is, suppose if a manager is contacting and HR recruiter, and he's saying that he need a candidate who has a 3 years experience in Oracle Financials and SAP for Project Safari. Okay, so the professionals Oracle and SAP required for Project Safari is, these are the details you are getting. Now you are getting one candidate who is having SAP experience 3 and professional experience 8. Now you are getting one candidate who is having an experience of SAP is 2 and the professional experience is 6 years. Okay, so you might be getting another application in which that person is having an experience in Oracle for 4 years and professional experience, like overall experience is 9 years. And these are the other two applications. One is SAP Experience 1 and Oracle Experience 2. Okay. So you see that SAP, this applicant who is having an experience in SAP Experience 3 and the professional experience is 8 years, you will monitor the suitability percentage, the deficiency, all right, the year marking, the details, the potentiality of that particular candidate, right? Now you will also look at the career planning at the same time, the training required for that particular employee. Then you also need to look at the recruitment. Okay, how you will, whom you will align for that particular hiring process. So you need to speak to a couple of managers who would be looking at this recruitment or who would be setting up the interview, and who would be available on that particular date when you want to set up the interview, right? Not only that, you also need to look at the succession planning. So if you are hiring this candidate, you need to look at whom this person will immediately report to. All right, now you also need to plan the shift timings for that particular employee. So everything is managed at the same time with the SAP HCM application, right? These are the details in more detail, like competency profiling, how the competency is being done. Okay, so identifying a catalog qualifications for positions of employees and applicants. Next, we move to defining the alternate qualifications, which will be like complete and partial. Third is define the predefined scales specific to skills. Okay. Fourth is depreciation meter for skills. Fifth is track employees' preferences, aspirations, dislikes, and potential for growth. So competency profiling is what? Like finding the right person with the right skills for that current position for which the hiring is required in that particular department or for that particular project, right? Now career and succession planning. So these the steps which we look at in the previous slides, like what will happen when we are looking to hire a person, these are the steps which will be monitoring, you will be monitoring as an HR recruiter in SAP HCM system. All right, if you are working as an SAP HCM recruiter profile. So career paths can be like trainee to engineer, then manager to general manager, and MD, or to vice president, right? Or it can be an assistant general manager and a general manager, or it can be an executive to directly who can move to a management position. Okay. So career and succession planning, if we look at, so it will also define the career paths, the horizontal and vertical paths. All right, so individual qualification preferences, then potentials and the dislikes. So it will be based on the career models and takes into the consideration the skills and the experience of the employees. And next we look at the payroll accounting, how the payroll is being monitored. So it will be having the details. So every organization will be having a payroll accounting details as per the country specific payroll. Okay. So whatever the payroll structure being followed in UK, it cannot be followed in India. It will be definitely different, right? Now next consideration point is retroactive accounting. Third is the gross payroll. Fifth is the net payroll. Sixth is deductions. Seventh is pay reclassifications, and seventh is interface to other payroll packages. Right. This is how the performance management is being monitored. So every organizations, be it you are using any ERP application, maybe SAP, Oracle, JD Edwards, PeopleSoft, Barnes, SuccessFactors, Fieldglass, any application, it will have a multiple appraisal module for multiple purposes. Okay, so which will consider the employee appraisals, the 360 appraisals, the project appraisals, and surveys. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're understanding my point or not?
Yeah, sir. I'm getting bit. Yeah.
Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay.
Sure, definitely.
Because we are almost done with our presentation. There's nothing much to cover in it.
Definitely, I will be asking by our next lectures, right? When we will be starting on in detail.
Okay. All right. So similar to that performance management, you will also get the details about compensation management. So planning and administering the compensation policies. All right. And flexible to support unique requirements, then budgeting, right? integrate to appraisals. So these all details will be there in it. If you look at training management, the business events, so how you will monitor the training, how you will start the training, what all the locations you will need to map under the training events, okay? Who will be the organizer, what will be the resources, who will be under going the training, right? And locations of that particular building. So booking the resources, the capacity. So how much, so suppose if you look at the Zoom today, Zoom conference application, in that also there is a limitation. So there might be, I think max to max, there is 200 to 300 employees who can join together in a particular web conference. Okay. So similar to that, if you look at other applications like Microsoft Teams, they also have certain limitations. About 200 to 300 uh, persons can join in that particular call or and discussion. Okay. So these all things you will have to keep in mind once you're setting up a training. Okay, these all things will be done by the SAP HCM system, because you don't need to remind. The main advantage is that you don't need to remind that what all the things you need to keep in mind. Okay, so in case if you are planning a business event, like business event can be what? It can be a training. Okay, so for that you need to schedule, then demand, then look at the prices involved in it, the cost factor, then who all employees will be looking at attending the session. You need to look at the organizer, who will be organizing, or who will be taking the session. Okay, then the location, booking the resources. So you don't need to keep these all factors in mind. You will get all these factors once you are booking a training session in SAP. You will automatically get all these details which will be pre-built. Okay, right, getting my point. So these things are not required in it. Now next is, if you need to look at the prerequisites, like how many persons will be attending, then what skills should be they have to attend the training. These all things can be calculated and understood with the single SAP HCM system. Now these details we don't need it now, right now. We will look at it in more detail once we start off with the training. Okay. So next is the personal cost planning. So you need to, so every employee who is being hired for that particular position, suppose you need to hire a person who is maybe at a level of a director. Okay. Now this person might be hired for, suppose, a logistics manager, or you can say this person is being heading the, this person can be head of the IT operations. Okay. Now for this hiring, the HR manager will get in touch with the CEO, or maybe the owner, or maybe any other concerned person of the XYZ company. Now they will discuss about, this HR manager will discuss that what is the kind of experience they are looking at. Okay, they might have, this CEO might have given a benchmark, okay, of how much is the package which has to be given to that particular head of IT operations. Okay, suppose for example they might be having a giving a package of 22 lakhs. Okay, now they will discuss that, is the, if that employee is hired for this particular operations for 22 lakhs package, will this person be able to justify a salary? Now justifying the salary means, will that this person who will be hired as an IT operations, will that be a overhead cost? Okay, or this salary is good because if that person is given a package of 22 lakhs, okay, then he will at least earn 1 CR, okay, per year, or maybe more than that, or maybe 5 CR. He should generate a revenue of 5 CRs per year for that particular operations. Okay, then only that person will be hired. Okay, so these all discussions will be discussed by the HR manager and the CEO, and they will work on the personal cost planning. Okay, so they will have a detailed discussions about it, and they will decide on the package, or what is the kind of experiences they are looking at, or what are the specific skills they want for that particular application. Okay, and there are various other factors. So if we start looking at it in detail, it will be we will need to sit till evening today to understand the process, because this is a hiring for an head of operations. Okay, now I have just given you the overview about it. So that is about it from my end. If you have any questions, you can let me know. We can clarify it right now.
Can you please explain a bit the last session, like hiring process? So can you please explain again?
Yeah, sure. See, suppose for example, I'm giving you another scenario. Suppose you are working with Reliance, okay,
Mhm.
or maybe don't say Reliance, might be you are working with Tata. Okay, now Tata is a kind of company which is having a various kind of businesses. So it is starting from car manufacturing. Okay, they also have IT services, which is TCS, right? They are into FMCG products, right? Now, when we say FMCG, they will have a washing powder, they will have various other products, okay, starting from Tata Salt to so on and so forth, right? Now, suppose you are working here in this company as an HR manager. Now, this company might be having various branches, so it can be in Chennai, it can be in Bangalore, okay, or it can be in Delhi, okay. Now, suppose you are starting up a new branch operations at Noida. This is for an example I'm saying you. Now, this company CEO will give you a job description. Okay, job description. I have, in short, I have written it as JD. Okay, that they need to hire an IT head of operations. Why they need an IT head of operations? Because they are starting up a new venture. Okay, this is a startup branch. Now, this IT head operations, the job description will be given to you by the CEO to you, because you will be dealing in the recruitment for that particular position. Okay, so for considering this position hiring, there are various cost factor involved in it. First is, this CEO knows that what is the target for this startup branch. Okay, maybe they want to they have a target of generating 22 CR per month. Okay, this is just a bare minimum I'm telling you. Okay, but they know that to achieve this target, first thing is what? They need an IT setup, right? Once there is if there is no IT setup, this branch cannot start or survive, right? So for that, the first position they would look at an IT head of operations. Okay, so they will be having a certain key skills. They will decide with certain key skills. Okay, they will decide with certain experience level. Okay, they will look at also the education. Okay, they will also look at the kind of projects this person has handled. Okay, and last but not least, they will also look at the cost factor. Okay, so this is what cost factor is. What this is personal cost planning. Okay, now personal cost planning involves what? It will first start from the advertising process. So where they will give the advertisements for this particular role. They will, whether they will work with Naukri, they will work with LinkedIn, or they will work with their own internal recruitment partners. Okay. So these recruitment partners can be companies like Randstad, or it can be companies like Zest. Okay. It can be companies like anything, any companies. Okay. There are various recruitment companies these days. I don't remember all the companies' names. This is what calculating the cost, right? This is what personal cost planning. Okay, they will also need to know that this person who will be hired for that particular position of head of operations, he should at least generate a revenue of 5 to 6 CRs per month. Okay, now based on this revenue generation, they will decide on the package or the salary structure which will be given to that particular employer, which will be offered for the head of operations, IT operations role. Okay, you understood my point?
Yes, sir. I'm getting the clarity. Yeah.
Okay, okay. All right. So that's it from my end. If you have any other questions, you can let me know, or else we can discuss once we start off. Okay.
Yeah, sure, sure. Thanks, thanks.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. So hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you very much and have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.